What if a single line of text from the Bible revealed a forgotten history of giants and divine rebellion? A history so unsettling it was almost written out of the story. For centuries, scholars have debated the existence of beings known as the Nephilim. But were they just an ancient myth, or the terrifying result of a forbidden union between heavenly beings and human women? Today, we're diving deep into the most mysterious chapters of the Old Testament to unearth a hidden story of colossal figures, divine intervention, and a world so corrupt it had to be reset by a flood. Our investigation begins in the book of Genesis, chapter 6. Here, we encounter the enigmatic Nephilim for the first time. When human beings began to increase in number on the earth and daughters were born to them, the sons of God saw that the daughters of humans were beautiful, and they married any of them they chose. The interpretation of sons of God is fiercely debated. Some theological perspectives suggest they were righteous descendants of Seth, intermarrying with the ungodly line of Cain. However, another compelling interpretation found in extra-biblical texts like the Book of Enoch identifies them as fallen angels, celestial beings who defied divine boundaries to cohabitate with human women. This union, according to this viewpoint, resulted in the Nephilim, beings of extraordinary size and power. The text continues, "The Nephilim were on the earth in those days, and also afterward, when the sons of God went into the daughters of humans, who bore children to them. Those were the heroes of old, men of renown." The Nephilim aren't the only colossal figures mentioned in the Old Testament. We encounter other groups described as giants, often associated with the land of Canaan, striking fear into the hearts of the Israelites. Consider the Anakim, described in the book of Numbers, when the Israelite spies scouted the Promised Land. Their fearful report included, "We saw the Nephilim there. We seemed like grasshoppers in our own eyes, and we looked the same to them." Then there are the Rephaim, another group frequently linked to giant stature. King Og of Bashan is perhaps the most famous Rephate. Deuteronomy 3:11 states, "In fact, only Og, king of Bashan, remained of the last of the Rephates. His bed was made of iron and was more than 13 feet long and 6 feet wide." This description, if literal, paints a picture of a truly enormous individual. We also encounter Goliath, the Philistine champion famously defeated by the young David. While his exact height is debated, the general consensus places him at well over 9 feet tall, a formidable figure by any standard. Beyond the biblical text itself, what other evidence might support the idea of historical giants? Archaeological discoveries of unusually large skeletal remains and megalithic structures around the world have often been cited in this context. It's crucial to approach such claims with a critical eye. Many reported giant skeletons have been debunked as hoaxes or misinterpretations of animal bones. However, the persistent nature of these stories across various cultures and the sheer scale of some ancient constructions continue to fuel speculation. Ultimately, the interpretation of biblical giants often comes down to faith and perspective. Some view these accounts as literal historical narratives, while others see them as symbolic representations of powerful enemies or the exaggerated accounts common in ancient storytelling. Regardless of one's interpretation, these stories serve as powerful reminders of the struggles between good and evil, and the awe-inspiring power that was sometimes attributed to individuals in the ancient world. So, were there truly giants roaming the earth in biblical times? The answer remains shrouded in mystery, a fascinating intersection of scripture, archaeology, and interpretation. The Bible itself presents these figures as significant, powerful entities that played a role in ancient history. Whether literal or symbolic, their stories continue to captivate our imagination and prompt us to consider the extraordinary possibilities of the past.